Okay, we're back. Segment 4, Belle. Namiss kita.
Yes. Kaya nga. Hello. Parang hindi nga tayo nagkakatagpo. But,
Game,
right.
game.
Game,
Lipat-lipat na
game.
dito, guys.
Tapos na ba yung ulo ko kala Jonathan?
Parang sumasabog pa yung brains nila doon eh. Kay
Yeah.
Jonathan. But wait, ayan, sa mga hindi pa nagsa-sign up, you can still sign up at the link flashed on your screens. A lot of exciting and functional downloadables are waiting for you. Hindi ba?
Yes.
Okay, and then we just want to remind you to share our YGTFB Live and use the hashtag YGT Sharing is Caring at saka YGT Rewrite Your Story. We will randomly pick one winner per live video kasi diba naka-cut up tayo into segments, and then the winners will get a Lazada voucher worth 1,000 pesos. Ang dami mong mamimili sa 1,000, friend! Okay? Just so treat yourself in the comfort of your own home. Get ready for the 10-10 hashtag Lazmall Big Brand Sale and download the Lazada PH app today. Okay? Nasa Lazada yan. Legit Sale Lazmall. Okay?
Yes.
Hashtag legit Sale Lazmall. Hashtag Lazmall PH 1010. Okay?
Yes.
Sharing is caring, guys. So keep sharing our FB Live.
Yeah, and before we proceed with our next speaker, magkakaroon tayo ng game. So, thank you, Jazz, for the reminders on the promo. So, I'll see you later. Yes. All right. Ayan. So, guys, ito na tayo sa ating next segment. But before we start, parang wala pa yung mga tao dito. Ayan. Right. Okay, so guys, yung ating next game natin, kailangan na nasa You Got This PH group kayo. Yan, ay lang. All right, yan. Okay, so ayan, medyo iniintay ko lang dumami yung mga tao. So guys, ulit kailangan nanonood kayo dun sa You Got This PH group. Okay? So, kailangan dun kayo nanonood kung gusto nyong sumali dito sa game na to. So, ito yung mechanics. So, yung mechanics natin, please do say hi in the comment section naman if you're here, since I'm not seeing people. I'm not seeing the people here. Please do say hi. Hi, guys. Ganyan. Okay. So, okay, sige. Before I start the game na lang, I'll do a quick reminder lang of our YGT kit. So, ito, I'm gonna flash it. Ayan. So, we have our first kit is, of course, kunin ko lang yung kodigo ko. Ayan. Okay, so yung ating kodigo is ating YGT kit. You Got This digital download kit. It's worth $499. Pero ang value na makukuha mo sa kanya is 1,000 pesos. So, marami yung mga downloadable na about sa mismong You Got This. Meron yung pause and rest, and then mga goal setting, plus mga iba-ibang mga stickers din yan. And then, ang ating package 2, ang ating kit to is a You Got This digital plus planner kit. It's worth 1,199. So, ayan, naka na kayo. Yung original price niya is 1,798. Eto guys, etong kit na to, may kasama na tong free PVC. So, hindi to yung yung gagamitan nyo ng code. Eto, kasi pagka ginamit nyo yung code dito, hindi siya mag-work. So, etong kit na to, stand-alone siya, and then meron na siyang planner of your choice and a PVC protector. Planner protector. And ito ang pinaka bongacious naming kit. It's our Clarity and Happiness kit. This kit is worth over 4,000 pesos because you know what? It has over 15 items from our various brand partners. It includes a full-size Revlon Kiss Cloud lipstick and photo-ready foundation. Perfect for your Zoom calls. Ayan. So, guys, meron niyang kasamang planner pa. Kaya, hello ate, dito na kami. Okay, hello. Ayan, so meron niyang kasamang planner, meron siyang mga kasama yung mga digital downloadable, and guys, di ba yung visual notes namin after the live? Yung visual notes namin, ibibigay namin siya as a printed copy kasama nitong kit na to. And kasama dito yung box of joy, ito nga yun, yung worth, ano to, mga 15 items from our brand partners, including mga full-size makeup from Revlon. Ayan. Ayun, ayun. Okay, so andito na, ayan na, ang dami ng mga tao. Okay guys, magi-game na tayo kasi, ayan. Alright, ayan. Okay, so this is it, guys. So may ano pa pala, meron ano pa ako, may ano pa. Ayan, wait lang. Okay, ayan, mga ano, may 10 minutes pa ako. So, ayan, magi-games na tayo. Okay, so yung games natin, guys, is yung emoji Pictionary. Ayan. So, ito na. Bago to Bagong game to. Okay. So, ito yung mechanics. Kailangan, dun kayo sa YGT group na FB Live magko-comment. So, hindi ako yung magpipick ng winner. Meron na kaming ka-teammate na magpipick ng winner. So, magpa-flash ako ng emoji dito, dyan sa baba. Magpa-flash ako dyan. Tapos, yung pinakaunang makakahula, tapos i-comment niya siya yung mananalo. So, one winner per emoji to. Okay? So, guys, ano to yung titignan namin is yung sa screen ni Jaja. So, kilala nyo naman si Jaja, ang aking partner din before. Si Jaja, di ba? Si Jaja yung namimili. So, alam natin, iba-iba yung internet natin. So, iba-iba yung pasok. So, kung ano yung unang pumasok na comment sa screen ni Jaja, siya yung mananalo. Are you guys ready? Alright. Okay, guys. Ato na ang ating first, 5 lang to, 5 emoji lang. So, pero mag-hi muna ako. Sige, Haha, hina ako sa game. Hello, rewrite your story. Looking forward for the next talk. Yes. Okay, kakatapos lang kasi ni Jonathan Yabot session. Yeah, buti umabot pa sa games. Okay, guys, ito na ang ating first emoji. So magpa-flash siya sa baba, so baka matakpan yung yung comment dun mga naka-flash na comment. Ito na. Hulaan niyo kung ano to. Ching, ay kailangan niyo tanggalin yung comment. Bakit tanggal yung comment, please? Ayan, patanggal yung comment, guys. Para makita yung ayan. Alright, ayan. Okay, ito. Pagpasensyahan nyo na kasi kinuha ko lang din siya sa internet. So, medyo malabo. Ano to? Kasi pag sinabi ko na kung ano siya, mabilis yun ang mahulaan. Ay, wow, ang bilis. Meron nang lumabas. Meron dyan sa Guys, again kailangan sa You Got This kayo. Kung hindi to sa You Got This, hindi yan pasok. Tama, Aladdin. Ayan. Aladdin. Next. Alright. Next. Okay, next. Tingnan natin. Emoji yan, ate. O, emoji yan. Okay, don't forget, ayan. Okay. So, YGT, guys, pabilisan to sa screen ni Jaja. Okay ka na? Okay ka na dyan. Kala mo naman, unique. Okay, next. Ito na. Tadaan! Ayan. Meron yung up. May ganyan. Tingnan natin. Ano yan tignan natin. Ayaw kasi sabihin ko anong siya, parang category, ang bilis niya na. Music, hindi, malapit na. Hindi siya music, Spotify, hindi. May nakita na ako, pero hindi ko alam kung nasa siya, nasa You Got This. Ayun, tama. High School Musical. Yeah. All of this together. Okay. Next one is, ito na. Ang bilis nyo ang gagaling nyo. Uptown Funk. Oh, pero pasok pero High School Musical siya. High School Musical. And next, tingnan natin kung mahulaan nyo to. Tada! Ayan. Ano to? Isa to sa mga favorite ko. Ayan. Natin. Ano yan? Tingnan natin kung mahulaan ninyo. Pangatlo na to. Ang galing. Demon Slayer. Hindi siya Demon Slayer, pero pinapanood ko rin yun. Ayan, may nakita na ako. So, tandaan guys sa You Got This na FB Live. Sino yung una? Mulan. Yes, it's Mulan. Ayun si Mulan, may sword, tas may dragon daw. Yeah. Okay. Devil May Cry. Pero nilalaro rin namin yan ng kuya ko. Nilalaro kami yan. Okay. Yan. Okay. Umuulan. Okay, eto na guys. Last two. Okay, ito na. Ready? Go! Tijing! Biglang lumiit. Ayan. Ano to? May L yan. Tapos may phone. Mhm. Ay, ang galing, ang galing. Yan. Ay, Ghostbusters. Hindi siya Ghostbusters. Tama, E.T. Kasi alien, di ba? Calls home. Ayan. Alright. Hindi siya Ghostbusters. Okay. Ayan. Thank you. Thank you. Ang bilis nyo ah. Okay. Next. Last na to. Last na. Last na. Alright. Ito na. Tingnan natin. Ayan. Ayan. Tingnan natin. Ano yan? May ghosts. Pagkahina ng net. Pabilisan to ng net. Tignan natin kung sino makikisama sa net. Ayan. Casper. Hindi siya Casper. Hindi Casper. O, sige, tingnan natin. Kung meron. Kung wala, magbibigay ako ng hint. Haunted house, hindi. Malapit na. Ghostbuster, House of Great, hindi. Malapit ka na. Yung isa, malapit na. Ayun o. Ayun! May pumasok na isa. Pero hindi ko alam kung taga-you got this siya nag-comment. Tingnan natin. Ayan. Ang tamang sagot ay Hunting in Hill House. Yan. Diba? Yan. May mumu, tas hill, tas house. Hill House. Diba? Okay, guys. Yun ang ating last sa emoji game. Mamaya i-announce namin kung sino yung mga naging winners dun sa mga ano. Plus, guys, don't forget, you have to join the You Got This para makita niya dahil ipinopost din namin doon kung sino yung mga nanalo. Thank you so much for for joining yung games, and I'm gonna call back Jasmine to introduce our next speaker. Ayan, Jas.
Salamat, Game Master Budol, Queen Bell. Okay, so let's proceed with our next speaker. She has been in the digital asset space since 2016, and her certifications include the Oxford FinTech program. Since 2018, she has been recognized as one of the top 100 women in blockchain globally across various publications. She is the founder of CoinFemme, a consultancy service for digital currency. Please welcome Isabella Laurel. Hi, Belle! Bell to Bell at Bell de Jour.
Good afternoon, Jasmine. What an intro. And
O,
hello to Miss
diba?
Beth.
Sige, Belle, I'm gonna give the floor to you. Take it away.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for making time today. And of course, maraming salamat. And congratulations sa mga nanalo kanina sa games. Wow, sana all nanalo sa games. So, napaka-impactful ng talk ni Jonathan Yabut kanina about building audacious dreams. But it's also important to look into the steps on how to get there because we can't just have audacious dreams all the time. We need to plan. That's why I really value the Belle de Jour planner that I've been using since 2013. So today, I'm just going to talk about a very touchy subject matter. Feel free to tag your friends in the comment section if they can find value in this talk. So I'm going to be talking about making your finances pandemic proof. And I'll be touching on cryptocurrency a little bit, along with my experience in the space and my international exposure to it as well. So, with that, thank you so much for making time. And on to the next slide, we'll be talking about the current situation at hand. Currently, given the pandemic, which no one really wanted in the first place, tumaas po yung unemployment rate natin since it began. Therefore, marami pa rin mga opportunities about this. We've noticed people in FB marketplaces and private community groups that have sold goods. And what's great about this is that we can really see the resilience of the modern Filipina and, the Filipinos in general. Yung ginamit nila yung God-given talents nila to be able to create something and be sure to put money on the table, put food on the table. So, This this is from Business World, and what it simply states is that from 2020 until at present, we're currently encountering unemployment rates. And at the same time, the job quality on that note remains to be a concern amidst the pandemic because we have skeletal workforces now. Not every business can keep everyone employed. So it's really essential to have pandemic proof financing, especially in this day and age. So on the next slide, on the next slide, we'll be able to identify um, what has transpired. So we have a lot of emergence in e-commerce, for example. Dumami yung mga users and maraming nag-sign up ng Lazada and Shopee and all of these peer-to-peer payment and peer-to-peer platform groups. So we've also seen a surge in InstaPay and PesoNet. And what this means is that it's already transforming. Hindi na tayo yung typical brick and mortar. You don't really need to go out anymore. And oftentimes, it's more efficient and faster. That's why banks are steadily improving their services. And at the same time, people are more conscious now of where they put their money. So in terms of like inflation, is it really necessary to like place your money in banks? We'll tackle that in the succeeding slides. But of course, these have pros and cons. So usually for the markets now or for the businesses now at present encountering all of these changes, of course we're bridging the gap for sellers and customers, right? For businesses and typical consumers, I mean, we already order Belle de Jour online, so and it's even faster because we just need to book logistic companies to get our planners on time. So on that note, there's efficiency. We're safer as well because we're at home. And then I guess the prongs there would be similar to what I said earlier. We can't really guarantee the efficiency of shipping companies or like delivery companies, so we expect delays and all of that. So there are birthing pains to all of these changes. And if you have questions, feel free to drop that in the comment section below. And of course we'll be touching on all of these, but what I'd like to center on my talk today is how we can get started, what's available in the market as far as saving is concerned, and practical tips to begin. Because the year is not over. There's always, a perfect time to start. And the best quote I've encountered in all the Belgian planners is that we can start again anytime. So on the next slide, we'll be talking about the types of personalities people really have in terms of like spending money and saving their money, how they perceive money, and all of that. So these are just simple 4 steps. This is basically a framework on how you can start and how to grow that mindset on building your financial journey. So, for the first step, you really need to know yourself. You really need to sit down, and thankfully for planners, we have that. Beldager has been really effective with their expense trackers. Like I literally started there before moving on to apps. But in terms of like assessing my budget, kailangan natin tignan yung mga ginagastos natin, guys. Kailangan natin ma-audit and ma-full accounting yung mga pinupuntahan ng pera natin because we in that way we also get to know ourselves and we have an idea what kind of spending nature we have or what kind of saving nature we have. So that's your money personality. We'll tackle that on the succeeding slides. But for the second part, we're going to talk about modest living as well. We're going to be talking about creating a heavy cushion, living expenses, emergency expenses, targeted savings, and of course, because of the situation now, kailangan magkaroon ng pandemic fund, guys. And then for the third part, we're going to be introducing cash flow opportunities. Because how else can you make your money grow and work for you? We're all talented people. We have something to contribute to society. So I think there's something here that we can all learn from. And then lastly, we're going to talk about diversification and what instruments are out there to expedite our financial success. So through that, I'll be placing some pointers on cryptocurrency and how you can benefit from that. But I really wanted to make sure that this was part of my talk because a lot of people are misinformed, and a lot of people make mistakes in investing something they don't fully know about. So it's really just a form of protective layer for us Bellas para we absolutely have an idea where our money could potentially go and what risks are there that we could potentially face as investors or traders. So on to the next slide. We'll be talking about your money personality type. This exam. This test is available online. You can check it out and then you can review. Feel free to comment down below if you already have an idea what kind of money personality you have. So we have just five. We have investors, big spenders, the savers, the debtors, and the shoppers. So what do you think are you? What do you think is your money personality? Comment lang kayo dyan, guys. Babasahin ko yan later. So to give you an idea, investors are the kind of people who find delight in placing money in instruments that make their money grow as opposed to spending for it in like instant gratification like food, shopping, etc. So these people think long term, basically, and I identify as such, to be honest. And the next one we have are big spenders. These people don't care kung tataas yung debt nila or if they are actually liquid to purchase a big ticket item. What matters is meron silang emotional gratification na instantaneous na nabili ko to and they're already happy about that. So not necessarily a bad thing, but I think planning should be considered in the process. Next, we have our savers. Ito yung mga tipo na magagaling magplano. Ito yung mga tipo na malayo yung nakikita nilang vision. These are the ones who like to plan and plan and plan and probably journal it as well. And these people like to think about uh, things that they want to spend on. So they don't mind placing disciplined savings every time for a big ticket item that they want. So similar to investors, they have a lot of plans, but then these savers don't really necessarily have a lot of exposure to investment vehicles. They just like to save what money they currently have and then ipapursue na nila yung goal nila at that particular time frame. And then the debtors. Ito na, yung mga kaibigan natin, Mustang. Yung mga nangungumusta, tapos umuutang. Sila yan. So, ito yung mga tao na kailangan nilang bilhin. Kailangan na agad-agad kukunin na nila yon. Kahit mangutang sila kahit kanino, they have to get it. But don't get me wrong, guys. There are good debts and there are bad debts, okay? What I mentioned earlier was a typical person who's falling into bad debt. But there are also good debts that increase your credit. That there are also different types of debts you could get into or loans you could get into that are somewhat healthy for your credit rating for banks to consider you for like bigger credit exposure. And then lastly, we have the shoppers. Ito yung mga 9-9 ready na, 10-10 ready na. Mabilis yung mga mata nila dyan. Pag nag-click na yung notification or pag nagkaroon na ng notification sa phone nila, alam na nila yung mga ina-add to cart nila. Pagdating ng sweldo, bili agad. So sila yung mga shoppers natin. So what am I just saying? There are different kinds of people and there is really no cookie cutter approach to making your pandemic um, making your finances pandemic proof. So take a time to reflect on this. Maybe you can take the test after my talk, and then just let me know through the DMs what kind of personality you have. I'd love to know, sincerely. Like I'd really love to know about it. And then on the next slide, what we're going to talk about now would be some of the tips that you probably may have heard from other people or something you've already practiced beforehand. So now we have disciplined savings because at the end of the day, liquidity is king. You've already seen the pragmatic harms when it comes to not having enough cash flow or at least not having enough savings. So on that hand, I just wanted to share my experience on how I did my disciplined savings. So have you encountered the 52-week challenge? This was so helpful to me kasi what I did was yung binaliktad ko siya. I had the 101 and then I did the max amount by the start of the year and by December 100 na lang every week compounding for future like spendings for Christmas gifts and just a loaded savings account. So that is something you can practice. There's a lot of sites online that provide the Excel sheets for this, and let me know what you choose to do. I'm more than happy to share the resources as well, as long as we can follow and communicate with each other. And then the next one is the 50-30-20 principle. I had a knack for finance very early on in my career. My first employer was BPI, and I was training bank associates and introducing the product rollouts to them when it comes to investing. And what was really drilled to us early on, and I really like BPI for this, was that we were taught financial literacy as well. And this was the concept introduced to us, the 50-30-20 principle. What does this mean? So dapat yung living expenses mo 50% lang of your existing income. And then 30% you would use for the things that you want, and then the 20% would be used for your investments. But me, being the investor money personality type that I am, I had a lot of goals in mind. So I tweaked it a little bit, and I don't advise this to anyone. I just wanted to see how I could stomach it. So I lived on 20%. I invested 50%. And then I placed 30% into my retirement fund. So, it's a bit ridiculous, right? Pag inisip mo, masyado ko naman kinawawa yung sarili ko. But I think it really paid off well because I'm not I'm not a stranger to modest living. I still rent. I haven't had like a big ticket purchase like a car, and I'm pretty comfortable where I am, and I can sleep soundly at night knowing that I have zero debt. So that is something that I'd like to share an idea lang, or share my experience about it. And then on that note, I wanted to talk about living expenses and the pandemic fund. So I wanted to introduce this concept because we don't really know the pandemic fund. uh, no one really wanted this, so we're planning that. And then working towards your audacious dreams. So putting in the work with the future in mind. So of course we have planning, flexibility, fluidity, and self-investments. And of course diversifying while managing risks. So save, to invest, and to reinvest according to your personal risk management. So on the next slide, wow, parang ang haba pala ng presentation. So, tandaan niyo na lang yung mga quotes na yan, guys. She who buys what she does not need steals from herself. And when you invest, you are buying a day that you don't have to work. So keep this in mind, guys. The next slide. So the ones in pink are the ones that I wanted to talk in detail, but I think with the limited time that we have, I can only focus on digital assets and investment pieces. So if we can proceed to the next slide. If you know these artists, we have Paris Hilton on the left, Lindsay Lohan, Katy Perry, and Shakira. These artists have really been maximizing and diversifying their assets tremendously well in partnership with other brands because they're selling their artistic efforts online. And these are not dito barya, guys. It could range from like 300 to $1,500. And this is something artists can create. This is something that you could take advantage of in the early infancy stage. We're calling it non-fungible tokens. And on the next slide, we have the luxury brands as well. So it was really led by Louis Vuitton Moet Hennessy Group in partnership with Microsoft and Consensus. Now, all of these brands, you'll see the ones on the upper right of the screen as the marketplaces for this. You'll see Karl Lagerfeld doing an NFT. There was a $9.5 gown sold online, and the person who bought it received, the custom size fit to her. And this is a great way to advertise. And Belgisher is not a stranger to this. If you know the augmented reality notebook, it features already since maybe 2 years ago, you'll know what I'm talking about. And then Gucci NFT, they already have. This is like $3,100. And the guy on the right side of the screen, we have Ferocious. So he did a collab with RTFKT, which is the first luxury brand online who did NFTs. And this guy, in just 7 minutes, sold 600 and he earned $3.1 million out of it. So, what does this tell you? we're not really. It's getting closer. We really need to be agile, and we really need to take advantage of the opportunities that are ahead of us, and we need to already take steps to learn how to participate in these industries. So on the next slide, well, we can talk about this in the Q&A, but for how I started, it was really just a funny encounter. I was working as an e-commerce operations manager, and then someone wanted to buy our products in Bitcoin, and this was 2015, and I was curious, so I told the CEO that I'll pay his purchase order in dollars, and then I'll just get the Bitcoin myself. So I pretty much had it. The cost was around 1,500 USD worth, and you can check what was the price that time. And I wanted to break down on some common misconceptions, but I also have a supporting article already published in When in Manila, so you can check that QR code down below, and then you can scan to read some tips and concrete steps to get started. I really think everyone should be equipped with a cold storage hardware wallet, because a lot of exchanges can just get your funds. So it's wiser to just have that already in place before you place your money. And of course, I think it's essential to like invest only what you can afford to lose. And it's such a used up term all the time, but I really felt that when I was overexposed to the market, and I really fell blindly into, the volatility of it, which wasn't not too long ago, maybe around 2017, 2018. So on that note, I wanted to share also the international partnerships that I had. So I worked with an international exchange in Taiwan, and then for block knots, we already had tons of projects during the 2017-2018 era. So I was focused on client relations and community building, growth marketing, and all of that. And it was really fun to collaborate. And the biggest one, I think, was Thorchain. And I really had a significant contribution to this. It started with $0.01, and then now it's maybe 9, 10, $7. I haven't checked because of the volatility, but it's already there. And yeah, on the next slide, we'll be talking about, yeah, so just to share, this is what the When in Manila article was about. Then we move on to the next slide. So I wanted to share the last bit. This is in no way financial advice in whatever shape or form, but 216690 is a principle that you need to have in mind. When we build our habits, we start by 21 days. It can be anything, waking up at 5:30 in the morning, or, saving money, saving 50 pesos a day, saving 100 pesos a day, etc. And then by 66, it suddenly becomes a trigger. So you build on that habit. And then on 90, it's already part of your lifestyle. So this was what happened to Hidilyn when she reached the gold. It wasn't an easy step for her. There were obviously obstacles along the way. But what she did was that build that habit of like having one lift at a time, which I think is something essential for people who are thinking too much about the future. We don't know what's ahead. We can only work on with what we have today the best way we can. So I think this is such a nice way to end the talk. And yeah, it's just 1% of doing her best every day that I think we could all learn from. And on the next slide, this is just the last code I want to import. So we can expect change, analyze the landscape, take the opportunities that present you. So stop being the chess piece, become the player. It's your move. And remember, guys, no one is more invested in you than you. So you got this, Bellas. Thank you so much for the quick time we had today. It was short and sweet, and I'm more than happy to answer all of your Q&A right after. So thank you so much.
Oh my gosh. Thank you so much, Belle. Grabe. Well, that was such a short but really not just sweet, as in talagang jam-packed presentation. Maraming maraming salamat. So, madaming
Salamat.
questions. I'm pretty sure I will start
Oh, wow.
them off. Okay. So, you mentioned, di ba, parang your first discovery of the world of cryptocurrency was from that client of yours na binilhan mo. Tama ba yung intindi ko? Parang you bought the Bitcoin for him? Tama ba?
Close enough, Jasmine. So, merong gustong bumili ng product namin online. We were selling e-commerce products back in 2015 via Amazon. And this person asked if he could pay in Bitcoin. My boss didn't want. So I was like, okay, I'll take the Bitcoin. And then I'll pay him the dollar equivalent of that. And then to my surprise, iniwan ko lang. And then tumaas na yung
Oo.
value niya. And then 2016, mas nag-participate na ako. And by then, nag-attend na ako ng mga conferences. I took my certifications. I'm currently attending another one right now. So, tinuloy-tuloy ko lang. And then, eventually, you'll meet like-minded people in the space. And you'll grow. You'll grow
So
then. So,
so
yeah.
yung pag-deep dive mo into that space and pursuing that career was primarily because ba nagulat ka na nung iniwan mo lumaki siya or parang meron ka na talagang knack for finance?
Well, I always wanted to diversify. I didn't have enough capital to buy land. I didn't even have capital to buy luxury bags back then. So
Mhm.
it was really something that I was quite lucky. I think I was right on time. Because I mean, there's such a thing as market timing and timing the market on that note. So lucky
Was
lang din.
is this luck something that just opened up or parang did this path just open up to you in more recent years or talagang pinursu mo talaga siya?
I just like to read before. Tapos na-encounter ko na siya with artificial intelligence, machine learning, and all of that. And
Oh
then
my
if
gosh.
you check out other countries, medyo naging common siya. So I didn't think of it too much before, but now that it has gone so much, the risk is more intense. So mas
Mhm.
binabantayan ko na po ngayon. Do you have, Jasmine?
Well, ano lang, as in literally, I just have like in eToro and then merong konti sa
Nice.
Bitcoin. But like, hindi siya
Nice,
parang
nice.
nababantayan ko kasi nga parang ito sa pandemic, ano ba, band-aid solution. Parang gano'n na parang,
Mm-hmm,
o teka,
mm-hmm.
may extra tayo. Lagay natin dito for now and for now. Kasi nga, yung totoo, shopper ata ang profile ko eh. Parang gano'n. As in, hindi ako
Ah,
marunong mag-save, ganyan. But I have a big family. So parang, ngayon ko pa
ah.
lang yan nalalaman. So, I'm very amazed at your accomplishments. What has it been like to be a woman in fintech, Belle? Do you have any particular rewrite your story aspiration when it comes to the financial industry?
Definitely. During meetings and closed meetup groups, I was usually the only girl. There were a lot of guys, usually one to two girls lang. And I think that was really thought-provoking kasi bakit di ako nagsasalita? I should talk more. I mean, yung iba, they're just there for the food sometimes, charot. But like, nakiki-party lang. But like, yung iba gusto naman matuto. And sana, in hindsight, I should have participated earlier. I should have talked more instead of like boosting other people up. I should have boosted myself more. So I think other girls, other women should empower other women too. And I'm glad that the industry is shaping up quite nicely for both men and women alike.
Most women in the financial industry that I know of kasi are more at least in my awareness yung parang nasa insurance business sila. So this is really
Mm.
parang high tech talaga very very new. If there is one single thing, although ang daming takeaway ka talaga kanina from your presentation, pero kunwari may isa lang, if there's one single thing people can do today immediately that will change their financial lives, what would it be?
I think if you've been thinking of something for more than 2 weeks, do it. Take action because you can't just let the idea die. Other people could have this a similar idea. Maunahan ka lang. Sayang yung opportunity for you. So seize the opportunity and take action.
And this is just, and it's not just for investment. You're talking about like any opportunity in general.
I'd like to think so. When we're presented with something that appeals to us and it complements our God-given talents, why not, diba? Baka it's already, that person could be a blessing for you. Like, Belle de Jour is an angel to me, diba? Nabigyan ako ng opportunity to talk about something I'm really passionate about. So I'm really grateful about it.
And we are so grateful that you are here. I'm pretty sure our Bellas are reeling in with questions. Come on, guys. O game na, kayo naman. Ang dami ko nang natanong. Lovely is asking, can you further discuss the 21-66-90 habit?
Okay, so there's this American surgeon kasi Miss Lovely that had um, a a study na when he does facial transformations, mga retoke, parang it takes 21 days for the person who was operationalized to appreciate their new look. Diyan talaga
Okay.
nag-start yan. And then eventually, yung habits mo, when you do it consistently for 21 days, and then you shape it up to 66, nagkakaroon ka na ng personal trigger. Your brain will actually trigger you na magigising ka ng 5:30, for example. Or, and then eventually, as you persist on that, the 90 days will eventually be part of your lifestyle. So hopefully that answers your question, Miss Lovely. And I hope kung may habit ka, share mo naman. Yeah.
Oo nga. I think ano 'no, I mean, Bellinger has a habit tracker and then we have trackers in the calendar. So that's really something that can help you. Ang alam ko lang diyan yung 21 days so you can grow it nga ano, parang also when you break a
Yes.
habit sa mga AA meetings. So Jen is asking, how not to get overwhelmed in studying crypto?
Ah, good question, Miss Jenson. And I hope I pronounced your name correctly. There's a lot of content creators right now. And I don't mean this in any bad way, but I mean, we have to differentiate signal from noise. So get your sources from credible platforms, preferably yung may mga believability weighting, so to speak. So it's a principle. It's part of what Ray Dalio was saying about believability weighting. Someone who has extensive experience, someone who did not just Google stuff, and someone who has had exposure to a greater extent than the common person when it comes to that subject matter. So just yeah, all of those. Hope that helps.
Ano yung tawag mo dun? Believability?
Believability weighting. So ito
Okay,
na yung mga
okay.
tao na may proven track record, may experience, job experience, like that.
Okay, okay. O sige. Ano pa? Any more, guys? Kitty is asking how to manage the career and at home at the same time.
Alam mo, ang galing-galing ng Belvedere dyan. Kasi before, yung mga planners, di ba, may 9 o'clock, may 10 o'clock. Gustong-gusto ko yon kasi alam ko yung mapaprioritize ko. Tapos, di ba, may 5 items ka lang. Yung 2013 planner, favorite ko yon. Ang dami-daming coupons nun. Kung
Marami
nagkakaalaman
pa
ng iba
rin.
dito. Yes.
Talaga ba? Parang ano
Yes.
naman, nalalayo naman sa Tita Jasmine ninyo. But yes,
Wow.
yes, you can manage with the Belvedere Power Plan. Now, Tina is asking, how do you explain cryptocurrency in an easy way to a person who doesn't have an idea?
Right. So similar to how we transfer funds now via GCash, via, peer-to-peer or like online or mobile, it's just another currency for you to do the same thing. However, what's more important is the technological backing behind it. So we need to dive into blockchain as well. So it's basically just a means to transfer money easy and fast in a secure place. And then whatever you transfer, you can't retrace that anymore. It's immutable, and you can't retract from it. Hopefully that's simple.
Is it, Tina?
Is it? Usap tayo, Tina, after. So,
Ayan, si Lumuel Marisa is asking, for a breadwinner like me, what investment can you suggest, Miss Bell? Saving up is quite hard, but I would want to have some investments possible.
oh, saludo ako sa'yo, Lumel. Sa nangyayari ngayon, ang dami-daming priorities, di mo na alam, di ba? So, for breadwinners, malaki ang respeto ko dyan. For a time, I was, and luckily not anymore. So, I mean, the investment is really up to your risk profile and your time horizon. I'm more than happy to share with you offline what else, but I mean, there are so many available ones in the market depending on your risk profile, what you want to achieve in the next X years. And I think it starts with like having disciplined savings, is what I can recommend. Because when I was having a hard time uh, piling up the finances and making it, seamless as possible, I was doing that for 9 months. And medyo mahirap talaga, so I empathize with Lumel. So talagang inalam ko kung ano yung mga pwede kong i-sacrifice muna. Baka hindi ko muna kailangan mag-coffee sa labas. Baka naman 3 in 1 sapat na, 'di ba? Yung mga ganon. Yung mga ganon tayo. So, know what to spend on and then prioritize mo lang. It really boils down to what you need and what you'll need.
Oo nga. I think it also I don't know if you guys caught, 'di ba Jonathan was saying kanina, when you list down the things that you want, you also filter it out and not just list it. I guess the same goes with investing, investing on your coffee or your crypto, parang ganyan siguro. Okay, si Mariel is asking, what do you think of green investment or green banking? How does it compare to crypto and traditional investments? Is one more profitable than the other? Ang hirap ng tanong niya. Hindi ko rin,
That's
kaya mo?
really a that's really a thought-provoking question. The only green I know of is greenwashing, and I'm not gonna pretend like I'm some expert who already knows or have a brevity on the subject matter. So I'll read about it and probably place it as a content on one of my vlogs. So thank you so much, Miss Marielle.
And then, I don't know, I think this was a
Oh,
question from Facebook. What do you think is the most promising crypto coin?
oh wow! It depends really how you look at it. I mean, if you're looking at price, we already know who's
Ganon-ganon
on
din
top.
eh, no?
But I don't have a crystal ball. Anything can happen even after the stock. Prices can change. So as much as possible, I don't really want to have anything predictive in nature.
Oo, hindi
Yes, I
naman
have an
predictive.
Instagram. It's coin.fem, and you can just scan this. Yeah.
Ayan, may
But
pa-QR code si Belle.
may holiday promo ako, so baka magbigay ako ng ledger. So
Ledger! Love it! Patingin!
you have? Yes, of course. Ako pa ba? Yeah. And so this is a hardware wallet you can use.
Amazing.
Yes. Meron pa akong isa from SafePal. Importante talaga to Jazz eh. Yung iba kasi, lagay lang ng lagay, tapos biglang buy. There were exchanges in the past. Cryptopia, for example,
Oo.
just closed down. So, nawala yung mga assets mo doon. So, dapat
Oh,
talaga meron ka
no.
nito. Never leave it in an exchange.
Okay. That is so interesting.
Okay.
Parang isang buong araw ang kailangan natin with Belle. Ano, guys? Hindi isang segment lang. Any more? Any more questions? I talagang napaka thought-provoking ng conversation na to because it's really very important for us to make our finances pandemic proof. Ayan, may mga nagko-comment, I want
Yes.
that cold wallet, Bell. Ay! Yung QR code daw is not working. Let's check on that later. At saka
Grabe.
we can share that.
Okay, sayang
Baka sa
naman.
screen, oo nga.
Maybe
Okay,
someone can
okay.
share. Okay, cool. Right, maybe
Oo,
later.
baka. Later, later.
More money, more problems. I think I subscribe to this. Tama naman yung sinabi ni Jay-Z sa rap song niya. Uh, si Jay-Z ba yun? Charot. Um, yes,
Ayan,
but I
yung,
also subscribe to modest living. And I think how you prepare for the money inflow you'll have, because eventually you'll encounter like a surge and you'll come to a time wherein how can I handle these millions of pesos, di naman ako prepared para dito. $1,500 lang to. Charot. So, ano na nangyari, di ba? So, saan ko ilalagay yung money ko? And then, prioritization really. And then, I think, kasi with discipline savings and modest living, naging habit ko na yung hindi paggastos ng malakihan agad-agad. I think about it 3 weeks, 2 months before I spend on it. So, naging habit ko na siya, lifestyle ko na siya, kaya hindi ako gastador. So, ayun. Yun lang yung masasabi ko dyan. Salamat po sa mga nagpo-follow sa akin ngayon sa Instagram. I'll follow you right back.
nakakatuwa naman. Kasi ako, I don't know if ano to, baka some of the Bellas have heard me say this before. Hindi kasi ako tinuruan mag-ipon. As in, magtipid lang ang alam ko. As in, I didn't think that they were very different concepts. So, these, kumbaga, alternate ways of investing is really very new to me. Ang tanda ko na no? Pero, not never too late to learn new things. Any more
Yes,
questions?
absolutely.
What is the right percent of savings from my income?
I think I mentioned
Kasi you
earlier,
did
people
20 eh, 'di
subscribe
ba?
to 50, 30, 20. I like to challenge myself. Kung kaya naman mas konti ang living expenses, why not? So I tried it. Pero you can try first para hindi ka naman sobrang kawawa, 'di ba? You
Oo
can
nga.
try 50 muna, then kaya pa pala mag-adjust, ma-minimize, go for it. Then, it's something for your future self naman. Yeah. Wow. I
Sige,
don't even
sige.
have a new house, but I think what I can contribute to this conversation or question is you can follow Carl D, Property Guru, because he's really the expert when it comes to property acquisition. So good luck.
Thank
And
you.
pa-house tour naman sa bahay mo.
Ang saya-saya. Ang sarap mag-isip ng pangarap, 'di ba? And ng investments, future proofing, pandemic proofing our money.
Wow. Si Miss
Okay.
Lovely ba yung nagtatanong kanina? Wow, Miss Lovely, great question. I was stuck with this dilemma for a while. I really didn't know where to park my money. Pero I needed more cash. I needed to be more confident sa liquidity ko. So I wanted to, um, well, there's not real. Depende sa akin eh. I mean, investor type ako, so I didn't dive into the stock market early on. I started stock market 2014, crypto 2015, 2016, around that time. Real estate, wala pa. Paturo naman. So I think discipline savings muna. You're creating a fat cushion muna so that you're liquid. Para in the event may pandemic ulit, well, let's
Mhm.
hope not, we're prepared. We have something. Because when it comes to these things, real estate, stock market, crypto, you can't just withdraw money right away and you don't know what the price awaits for it because no one is smarter than the market. So I think you should really audit your spend and check how much you actually have to spend on these things.
So you would say, Belle, no, you really diversified your portfolio, but not without like really studying each investment. Is that
Oh,
is that
I wouldn't put my money on something I didn't extensively check on. I think that's a big risk. Ignorance is a big risk. So, and we shouldn't really follow blindly whoever. I mean, you should find your own voice when it comes to these things. Because at the end of the day, no one is more invested in you than you. So,
I
dapat,
like that?
chine-check
Oo.
natin yan.
Ang ganda
Okay. I
nun.
think
I
it's
think
overtime, ma'am.
oo nga. I'm so sorry.
Napasaya ang
Oo
kwentuhan.
nga. So, thank you so much, Belle. I really like what you said. No one is more invested in you than you. Maraming
That's
maraming
true.
salamat for sharing your expertise and your time with us, investing your time with us. And we hope to have you again another time. Salamat, Belle.
Salamat, Jasmine. Thank you so much. Bye, guys.
Oh,
Bye, Bellas. You got this.
thank you, Belle. Yes, we got this. That's it for this segment. Please don't forget to switch to the next live for segment 5 with Shari Pockets. And I know Belle will announce the next flash code. Are you flashing the next flash sale code, Belle of Belle de Jour? Okay, or just refresh your Facebook and then I will see you there. Di pa na tayo,
Not yet,
guys.
not yet.
Not yet, not yet.
We have a few more minutes. So guys, please check in your best takeaway. I think yung
Take
mga
away. Oo.
the I think the promos that we need to remind you guys of that I'm sure you learned a lot. I learned a lot from Belle. I like Belle Laurel, CoinFemme, not Belle, our Boodle Queen. As usual, I hope you guys like share this. This sharing gets you a chance to win the Lazada 1,000 peso GC. Your best takeaway, you get a 1,000 gift pack from Puritan Pride. Like, it's the best vitamins and right now the best gift for your body to be resilient for yourself and your family. And then what else? Top Badger is crash planting on you. Manifest your dreams through planting it with a real life plan sa mga plantitos and plantitas natin here. And of course, we still have a lot of giveaways and promos and prizes. And our game will be starting at 3:15 in the next live. So please don't forget. Oh, reminders ko lang din is if you want to join the games, you need to join You Got This PH. This is the Facebook group that we started for this You Got This PH event that we're doing since last year. And our goal is to help everyone, people all over the Philippines and all over the world to feel a bit better and how do we move forward in this pandemic. And of course, syempre, madami tayong pa-promos with the Belle de Jour Power Planner and Crazy About Paper. So please don't forget to join our Viber group because we have exclusive promos in Viber, exclusive games in our Facebook groups because we just want to be able to interact with you in as many platforms as possible. So please check them out. I will try. I don't have it, but I might not have it here in the banners. Kasi nawala ang aming tech team. Nandun na sa
Ano
kabila
yun?
na.
Anong kailangan? Yung sa
Yung mga
Lazada?
ano nata, I think here.
The one for Lazada, you share our YGT FB Live and use the hashtags YGT sharing is caring, YGT rewrite our story, and then yung mananalo, one per live video, 1,000 pesos worth of Lazada vouchers. And then, ano pa ba? You have to download the Lazada PH app today kasi magte-10-10 na.
Magte-10-10 na. Oo, hindi ko alam bakit lumabas yung question.
Ano ba ite? Natitita
May
ako
lumabas
dito
na
sa
question.
screen
Oo
guard.
nga eh. Palitan natin. Ayan. So, this is our YGT collection. Go.ilovebdj.com YGT 2021 and go.crazyaboutpaper.com/YGT 2021. And again, we do have a lot of promos today. And tomorrow, it's 15% off throughout all our items. And there are additional discounts. If you reach 800, you can use the free shipping. So it's not a deduction, it's just a deduction in your whole cart. It's worth 100 pesos. You can also opt for a free PVC protector. So the code is free PVC and the value of the PVC protector is 199 pesos. So your choice, free shipping ba or PVC protector? Choice yun, guys. Medyo mahirap pero kailangan natin pagpilian. Tapos, of course, if you reach 1,500 pesos, automatically, you don't have to put any code. You will get a free anniversary. The first part, the 1.5 is automatically, kailangan mo maglagay ng Anniv notebook para you can choose the anniversary notebook that you want. The design that maybe you did not get to collect or you did not have. Baka pagalitan ako na nagkakamali ako dito sa mga ano natin.
NTBK
Free.
yung promo. Oo. Reach minimum of 2,000. 2,000.
Ayun yung 2,000. Ay, yung first, yung free, yung pag naka 1.5 ka, walang code, you will actually automatically get a craft notebook. Tapos yung 2,000, you have to put in which anniversary notebook you want para ma-apply yung code. Kasi meron tayong 15 options eh. So, binigyan namin kayo ng option. And then the third one, if you reach 3,000 pesos, you get an automatic 150 pesos off. And then yung free anniversary notebook, medyo random na lang, ilalagay na lang sa cart nyo. As a package nyo, you won't see it in your cart because may limitation tayo sa Shopify, but we wanted to give you as much benefits as possible in the next 2 days. So there are promos just happening today and tomorrow. And don't forget, we have a buy one, get one at 40% off when you're listening at the lives right now. And then right now, Jazz, ano yung natin ngayon? Focus? Kaya ba yung focus pinalabas mo?
Focus, yes.
Focus, yes.
Focus. Ay, tapos na ba? Anong oras to kanina ni live?
Ay, up to 3 o'clock pala yan. Sorry. Oo, natapos
tapos
na pala yan.
So,
Oo, pero...
Navi na tayo. Navi na.
Hindi, tapos na yung Navi kanina. Baka BDJ na! Guys! BDJ na!
Lumipat na tayo.
Lumipat na. BDJ na yan. Kahit kami, nalilito kami sa mga promos natin. Kasi, guys, sobrang dami. Complicated ng tracker sheet namin. And as you know, it's back end, front end, and coordination with our team internally and how we're communicating it. We hope you're not getting confused. Naglagay kami ng cheat sheet in You Got This PH group para sana makip track nyo. Medyo madami lang. But guys, meron din akong tip. So those who have missed the flash sale in the previous planner options or the whether it's EIP, Navi, Focus, Essentials, Petite. Ay, Petite kasama ng BDJ. May nakalimutan ba ako? Tomorrow, meron pa. So please do stay tuned and watch us on our day 2. And it's an amazing day today and tomorrow. And we're excited to be able to fulfill our mission for this event wherein we just want to be able to help you guys move forward in this pandemic by rewriting your story. And let's see you on the next live.
Segment. Bye.
Bye.